Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your May 2024 reading. so, to the early Geminis in May, from the 21st, happy birthday. Happy solar return, and may everything you need for your blooming, better path enjoyment be on your way. At your reach. There you go. So I meditated on your energy and what Spirit wanted to talk about. The first card that we have is the King of Sword upright with the Four of Sword in reverse. That tells me that last month there was the Four of Sword when he's in reverse. It's often when we're actually getting out of our mausoleum. If you look at the card, you have the guy laying on a coffin, three swords on the wall, like the Three of Swords, your disappointments, your heartaches, and one sword on the coffin. He's praying, looking towards the stained glass, looking towards light passing through spiritual vision, okay? And he's trying to figure out these three swords. Why? What happened? What do I do with it? And at one point, he's going to take that sword on that coffin and he's going to get out of there. Because we can ruminate, for a day, 20 years. But at one point, we're going to have to get out of the mausoleum. So here, the King of Swords has that sword in his hand. He doesn't have three swords. He has one sword in his hand, and that is the masculine aspect. So that means your rational, left brain, the part of you that will make the decisions, that knows your truth, very throat chakra, realized something. Then we have the Lovers, which is you, with the Six of Swords and the Seven of Wands in reverse. So this is almost like, I'll stop resisting and I'm just gonna leave that behind. I'm gonna make that decision, because here, you're feminine, your right brain, looking at the angel, because she's the one that has access to the higher frequencies, to the logos. She's looking at the angel and she's getting inspired. He's looking at her. What do we do? And she's telling him, take your willpower, take your wand, and let's get out of here. We'll keep the wisdom, but we're not remaining in the ups and downs of those emotions and those traumas. We'll take the inner child with us, and we're going to go to somewhere better, where we're not constantly having to protect ourselves. So the last card is the Two of Wands on the side. When they're on the side, they can flip from one side to another. Either at the end of the month, you're not ready to actually step out of your comfort zone in the new way that you're going to bring your energy, ready or not ready. So it all depends, okay? Under our King of Swords, we have Strength and the Seven of Cups. So it's actually now he is thinking, his truth, his I am, is of the higher self, and not the lion anymore that had all of these old choppy waters, memories, imprinted in the waters. That every time, because this is Venus and Scorpio, every time Venus was trying to expand in, she made all that distorted water into clouds coming in like this. She's all about unconditional love and worth and abundance. And so the things that cannot come along will be projected, will be all over the place. It creates this. looking in the future and seeing all the possibilities. Possibilities that these 3 swords happen again. He's going to freak out. He's going to react. So here, this is the clear mind releasing this. Venus in Scorpio, full moon in Scorpio that we had just at the end of the last month. So pretty much fits with what was going on. You were going with that process within yourself. The things that you are leaving behind, turning the page on, 6 of Swords, that you're actually making the decision, the inspired decision to do so, is all the times that you had a hard time acknowledging yourself. The lion probably suffered a lot, and the lion is your ego, it's your animalistic side that remembers everything you went through. It's imprinted somewhere inside of you. All the times that you weren't acknowledged, that you were still living the combats of the past within yourself, even though they might have not been there in your reality anymore, but inside you were still living them. So, because the 6 of Wands, this is when we come back from war. Look at everybody cheering on. Not everybody attacking. Everybody cheering on. Acknowledgement, recognition. Recognition needs to happen within before it can happen outside. Because that same energy will be felt like an attack instead of being felt like an encouragement. A critique, instead of being, hey, I'm trying to readjust something you're doing a bit crooked with my knowledge and my training or whatever, it's going to be felt like a attack. So here, when you acknowledge yourself and somebody comes up and says, hey, Gemini, if you would do it this way, it would be much better. When you don't acknowledge yourself, this feels like, oh yeah, what I'm doing is shit, and it's super personal. When you acknowledge yourself, you're like, oh yeah, good idea, look it up. Or maybe, don't think so, I know where I'm going. But you don't take it personally. And so here, the last card is the 7 of Pentacles with the Ace of Pentacles. So it's almost the decision to get away, acknowledge yourself, and stop waiting to actually get it. Maybe if I work more, maybe if I put more effort, I'm going to finally get the acknowledgement. Maybe if, I get another degree, or I get, I accomplish even more, or I conjure up this even more. Maybe then I'll have acknowledgement, worth, and value. And now it's like, no, I'm going to see it within me now. And then I can get the flow. I can be in the flow. If you look at this, the Ace of Pentacles, in order to get it, it's in a garden. You need to be in a state of being that is growing. So even if you're not in your full form, you have access to pentacles constantly if you're in that state of being. It's not once I do this, then I'm going to have it. It's subtle, but it's a big difference. And then we, under our 2 of Wands, we have on the side the 2 of Cups, on the side the 4 of Cups. So I think as you're going to get towards the end of the month, of course, we're going to have the new moon in Taurus, which is going to be good to put your worth and value intentions. to understand, to show what is really happening, hidden. You're going to get a nice 6 months to figure that out. And we're going to have the full moon in Sagittarius at the end of the month. So that full moon, not the end of the month, a bit before, but anyway, that full moon will actually be able to show you what needs to be healed, or maybe it will have reached the divine timing where you'll be able to do this. So that means start bringing, having the trust of yourself and the acknowledgement to go step out into the world, get out of your comfort zone, do things in a different manner, not having mirrors of what was maybe old wounds and things like that. Okay, the Two of Cups in reverse, this is when people show us our wounds and our distortions instead of showing us our best sides. Okay, but both of them are so that, you see the Callidius with the two snakes? Well, if they're like this and it shows us our distortion, let's say I don't have much self-acknowledgement, I'm going to mirror people that don't acknowledge me. So that means that snake is going to be venomous. It will not create a transmutation. It's going to hurt me even more unless I'm conscious about it. And I'm like, oh my God, they're not acknowledging me. Where am I on that front? How do I feel about it? Does it hurt me? Does it bring down the house of my worth completely? Or is it just like, okay, that's it. I'm going to reinforce my own worth and value. And here, I will not remain. If the lack of acknowledgement is something that was, or just coming back from being on the defensive, always having to prove your point, Gemini. If that is something that kept happening and you're like, oh my God, it's always the same thing. Now it's time to get out of that prison so that you can start experimenting people that actually enjoy you. A different mirror. Bottom of the deck, I have the Ace of Cups. So it's right there for you. Let's clarify this. I call upon the divine. I call upon the light. I call upon the Holy Spirit. Help me clarify this reading for Geminis for the month of May 2024. All right, and of course on the 1st of May we have Beltane. So the beautiful time where there's this energetical connection between the goddess and her consort to flourish the land and bring energy to the seeds so they can start growing and bring back life. So very good time to put your intentions and bury them, because you're gonna reap the rewards of your intentions in the fall. So now let's clarify your King of Swords. What is that new affirmation, understanding? You get it. There's still a bit in it at the end of the month. And maybe that's why it becomes a decision, because you understand that you do not have to remain in always experimenting the same thing. Pope. I had a bit of the Queen of Wands in reverse there, but Pope. And that's, the counterpart of the high priestess. And so this is the masculine side that's going to be able to apply the spiritual understanding and the wisdom of the high priestess. He can bring it to the mental through, understanding the laws, the rituals, the discernment given by Jupiter. So here, it's like if your King of Sword understood the Pope, but we still have to work on the Emperor. And in this, they are both here in the path, Emperor, Pope, coming from this one, coming from the left brain, Chokmah, the rational, the masculine aspect of the first split. There they are. So when it comes to actually, it's like, oh yes, inside you understand it, it's clear, you see that this is how the divine wants things to be, this is what I want to implement in the fours of Chesed after. But here, how do I actually make it balanced in my life? How do I make it happen in my daily human experience so that things are balanced now that I understand them? Let's look at that strength. Ooh, that went on the side. So strength has to fight this guy. Okay, so you got it. Let's say you got it on a spiritual level. You can speak it, your discernment, says it. But you still have to fight with a very strong lie within that puts you in your head. That's why you need the strength. Her, she's like telling the lion, no. I know you came to that conclusion, but no, this is not our truth. Listen to the truth of the higher self. Listen to the truth of the part of you that is, looking at the angel, able to read higher frequency information. Not just the results and the conclusion that maybe your inner child drew when it happened. Okay? So, if not, it puts you in your head. So, ooh, okay. Here's the Ace of Sword. And here is the Judgment on the Seven of Cups. And that is having the trumpet of the angel vibrating to resonating to an extent that anything that does not correspond or believe or is able to align itself with the idea, the understanding that the Pope and the King of Swords got, it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. Oh, okay. This does not make any sense. My old fear of, being rejected, or they're going to attack me, or whatever it is. Now I see it doesn't make sense. Now they come up to the surface. I can see them. I get the clarity. Let's look at the lovers here with the Six of Swords, decision to bring down the resistance. And the decision is possible because we have the King of Swords here. Oh, that's beautiful. The King of Swords, the Six of Cups. It's like, it's reaching the heart chakra here. Not quite finished yet. That's why we still have hesitation at the end of the month. But the world is there. There's nothing more to experience of this kind of thing. Now I just need to actually change my attitude and the way I dance with life and the universe with that new truth. 6 of Wands. You want? Okay. Death and the Sun. So just in case they want to come back, that's probably something that death, Scorpio moon, the sun, the clarity, that kind of brought the light, the art of feeling like a naked kid on a white horse. Death again. It really wanted to come. The clarity of what you want to express, what you want to build, what you want to do in this life. Are you going to wait for somebody to say, yes, you can, Gemini? Or are you just going to say, you know what, I have what it takes. I'm going to acknowledge my capacities. Yes, things were hard, but I decided not anymore. Now I understand the lesson. This is what I want to build. Here's the opportunity right there. So it's like of removing yourself from idle, waiting, or, if you've been delaying things or thinking, is it really worth it? There might be, a bit of leftover and an inner conflict, because we had the Ace of Sword, but we need to grab it. We went from the Knight of Sword in reverse to the Page of Sword in reverse. A little bit of leftover that has not quite gotten it yet. That's why here we're at the 2-2-4 that wants to decrust. Ooh, yeah. We needed another 2. So, yeah, decision time at the end of the month. That's it. I'm not resisting change anymore. I'm not in a war anymore. That's a decision. Unless you're in a war, a real war. But if not, do I keep fighting, or do I align myself with energies that will be in the same flow as me? 4, another 4. This is a decision of remaining things as they are because I know them, and I'm afraid that if I change them, I might lose much more. Or I release that and I take a chance on me. It's not a question of trusting the universe. The universe is going to match you, whatever you do, whoever you are, with no judgment. It's going to match you. So, if you remain like this, it's going to give you the same thing. If you get out of it and you're in your 6 of Cups instead of your 4 of Cups, then it's going to be able to mirror something completely different to you. The problem often is because we believe more what we see outside of us than what we see inside of us. We believe more the reflection, and often the reflection is a reflection of our shadow, than our inner truth. Decision, decision, decision. Lovers again. Am I going to be inspired? And there we go. So we finish with the King of Swords, because this is really all about it. And then a bit like Taurus. Taurus also finished with the Hermit. The Hermit that follows its inner light with wisdom. So instead of an emperor here, maybe the first steps will be, it's the emperor also got the same white beard here, the same experience and all of that, but in the shape of the hermit. If we look at that Oh, that board, the hermit is there. So we go, what the heck is that? Okay. I'm sorry, I don't know if it shows. I don't know what that is, but anyway, the Pope goes from there to all the fours. Ah, it's because I'm doing this? Okay. And then there to the heart chakra, from the throat chakra to the heart chakra, there's the hermit. So maybe you had a problem going straight that way, but you're gonna do it like this, Gemini. You're gonna reach there, passing with the hermit. Your inner light, guiding your energies, your will, your wands with this. Working the law of attraction, knowing exactly at this point, what do I desire really? What do I want the universe to bring towards me? I want this, then that's what I'm going to vibrate. Law of mirror, law of attraction, love of resonance, okay? But with the fire, it's more attraction. Three of Cups in the air. Do I have Three of Cups? 3 cups on the floor, pretty boring, not so great? Or do I have 3 cups in the air? That's going to be that. So this month, my beautiful Geminis, decision. You're clearing out an old cycle that really prevented you to acknowledge yourself and get acknowledgement, to be victorious, So there you go. I'm going to call this decision. So on that, my beautiful Geminis, if you know how to remove the thing that happened like this, that would be very useful. I think it happened on my phone also, so maybe it's an update that I need to get out anyway. Happy birthday. Happy Beltane. Thank you for watching, sharing, commenting. Please subscribe to help grow the channel, and share if you know how to remove the special effects on QuickTime Player here on my computer. Also, if you want a private reading, very easy website in the bottom of this video, in the plus section. And also thank you for the ones of you who gave donations on the new moon and the full moon. I ask the universe to give you back in the shape that is the most beneficial for you in exchange. So all my love and light, and I'll see you next month.